Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. So today I'm going to show you guys how I made this cute little ephemera that can go into any junk journal. This is for my Halloween section of my junk journal of the fall gratitude journal that I'm making. So of course Halloween is only like a couple of days a year, so I just need a few pages in that section to decorate. And this is what I came up with. So I started decorating this envelope. This is not a junk mail envelope. I couldn't find one, guys, so I had to make my own. And to do that, it's really simple. All you really need is just a template, and you can cut that out of paper, and yeah, and then just go in with some decoration. So I went along the side here and stamped it with my zigzag stamp that looks like stitching, but I did also stitch in this journal as well. So in this pocket in the front here, I just have some decorative cards that'll go along with this whole motif. I also have like a haunted house admission ticket, so I thought that was really cute. On the side here, I have another little pocket with some apothecary cards in it. This one says arsenic, and that one says the Brunswick, and that slides right down here at the bottom of the envelope. And then in the back here, I have a large pocket with a huge journaling card that I made out of book page, and I just went ahead and stitched around one of those journaling cards that's in my kit. So yeah, this came out really cute. I'm gonna show you guys how to make one because yeah, why not? And it helps with you know, other things too, so you don't only have to make this for Halloween. This can go for any season of any part of the year. It's just a cute little envelope that can, you know, just be inserted into your journal, glued down onto the back, clipped in onto the side. Like, there's so much you can do with this. And yeah, I think we should make one today. So go grab your stuff and I'll show you what I've done. 2 different ways that I did this particular project, and you can too. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and grabbed my box of envelopes just to show you guys what I'm working with. This is a Mead product. I bought this at the Dollar Tree. Things now are $1.25. I think I bought this when everything was still $1. And all you need to do is grab one of these envelopes in this box, or any envelope that you may have, and you want to decide on what your picture window is going to look like. So I have a couple of templates here. So this was one that I cut out of a piece of junk mail, right? And I just decided where my envelope the window is going to be. So because I didn't have an actual windowed envelope, so I just took my junk mail, cut out this piece right here, and traced around the envelope with this template. But if you have a windowed envelope with this section already cut out, you don't need to do this part, right? So then I just went in with my little tiny Tim Holtz mini snips here and just cut this whole thing out. Or what you can do is grab one of these guys from the Dollar Tree. It's a little green cutting mat. They fit right inside of this envelope, just like that, and then you can cut it out with your blade. Okay, so a craft blade would also work on this, and it probably works even better. So yeah, this is all you need to do for this section. And I'm just going to cut this out just in case I want to make another one. And I'm just going around the areas that I traced from my little template, which is this guy. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys this method first, and then I'll show you the junk mail method next. Okay, that was so simple. Alright, and then we just toss that aside because we don't need it. So now you have this opening in the envelope just like that. And next you want to get a piece of acetate, or if you have vellum, that will work as well. And if you don't have acetate or vellum, everyone has at least one stamp silicone stamping collection, right? At least one, right? In this collection comes a piece of vellum. So this is what the protective plastic that goes right over those silicone stamps. And if you were to house your stamps in a plastic bag, or the bag that it comes in, it'll still be protected, and now you have a piece of vellum to play with or to work with, right? So that will just slip down inside of the envelope. You cut it to size so that it fits into the window that we created, and now you have a windowed envelope. Really simple, right? So far. But I already have vellum, sorry, not vellum, I already have acetate. So I went ahead and just grabbed a piece of my acetate, and I used a different pattern. So because this is going in my Halloween section of my junk journal, I cut out a little pumpkin. Now this pumpkin, I traced it on this paper right here. So I just drew myself a pumpkin, cut it out, right? I didn't even need half of the design on there, but I just cut it out and then traced it again onto my envelope, and then I cut that out. Things are just flying everywhere, and I did use this method to cut it out because the pumpkin was just a little bit, it had more rounded edges, and I just really wanted to get it in there perfectly. And then after that, I went ahead and slipped in a piece of vellum directly into the envelope and glued it down with some art glitter glue, because I know art glitter glue will dry clear and it dries quickly. So yep, that's all I've done so far on this envelope. Then I decided like what size pocket that I wanted to make down here. So I went ahead and folded up my paper to just underneath the pumpkin opening. And yeah, so I just made myself a little pocket just by folding that up. All right, so now we want to ink. So I went ahead and pulled out all my inks that I normally don't use in my junk journaling. So a lot of oranges, a lot of greens, some browns, and it's really just a matter of grabbing a brush or a dauber. And I'm going to use Rusty Hinge for my orange because that's the closest orange I have. I also have here my ground espresso. And I'm using Peeled Paint Distress Oxide. So these are my 3 inks that I'm using. And I may also use, let's see, tea dye. Okay, so here's a lighter brown, a very light brown actually, called tea dye. And yeah, so to begin with, all I'm going to do is just ink around the edges, right? So I'm just getting some ink on here. Doesn't really matter where, it's just blending in some ink. And you don't have to get it all the way down past the pocket because you're going to close that up anyway, right? So I'm just going to clean my brush off right onto my mat. Go in with the green and just ink around the edges of this pumpkin opening. So if some ink gets on your vellum, it's fine. It'll just wipe away. It's not a big deal. So you can just go in with your finger and just wipe it off and it's gone. So I'm just inking around the pumpkin, just on the inside section of this part of the envelope, and I'm thinking this one will be a glued down one as well, or even a clipped in one that's removable, but it doesn't really have to be inked on the back side. But the outside of your pocket will need to be inked. So yes, I am blending both colors together on one brush. Forgive me. But for time's sake, I'm just making this happen. And the majority of this pocket is going to get covered up as well, so you don't need to add a whole bunch of ink. Let's see, I'm going to go in with my tea dye. And I'm just going to place a little bit right here underneath the pumpkin. I'm using my finger dauber. This is not new, but it's just been sitting on my desk, and I didn't have one specifically for this ink because I don't use it very often. And I'm just going to go in around the pumpkin and get that blended right in there. Yep, that covers up to there. And then just down here as well. All right, so that's it pretty much. Okay, so it's just a blend of colors just to get the envelope covered in ink. All right, and then for my edges, I'm going to use my brown dauber and go around the entire thing with ground espresso. And that really just lifts the color off the edges, right? So it now looks really, really pretty. I mean, look at that brown. So yeah, it just lifts it up a little bit, gives it some definition and some contrast. So I'm inking around my pocket here. So I hope you guys are having a great day. And yeah, I'm just in prep mode for using up my journal this fall because I really do want to do a journal with me session. Maybe one of these videos will do a journal with me, or you know, just something fun other than just making ephemera, because I do need to use my journal, my gratitude autumn journal that we're working in. So all right, so there's that. Looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna close up my inks. All right, so there's that, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue down here at the bottom of this flap and seal up my envelope pocket. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of art glitter if it wants to play today. And if it doesn't, I'm quick to give up on you before you give up on me, art glitter. I'm gonna use Fabrifix because I know it works. Just a little bit of glue goes a long way. And Fabrifix will take a little bit longer to dry than the art glitter, but it's all good. Okay. So whatever oozes out on the edges, you know what to do. Grab a dry wipes. First clean your fingers off. And then just get the excess that oozes out on these sides. So all we're doing really is just folding up our little flap that we created, decided where our pocket was going to be, and glued it up. So now we have this little pocket right down here, right? You don't need to see all the way down in there. You don't need to ink, I mean, all the way down in there. And then we have this large pocket here on the side because we cut away our envelope with the opening on the side. Did I even tell you guys that? Yeah, I didn't. Where is that envelope? So once you make your vellum window and you slipped your vellum in, you seal up the envelope with just water, right? So you can just take it, wet it, and just seal it all up. I'm just going to seal it with glue right now. I am so sorry, guys. I forgot to tell you guys one of the most important parts, which is how to, and I don't have vellum in here, but this is how I opened up my large pocket on the side. I just grabbed my ruler. And this is my metal ruler. I placed it on the edge right here, and I ran my craft knife down the side to get that opening right here. Okay, really simple. If you don't have a letter opener, you don't need one. If you normally open your envelopes by lifting up this flap right here, that's fine. Just glue it back down, and then you can open it up this way by just cutting it with your craft knife. All right, and now I still can slip piece of vellum down in there if I wanted to. Back to this project. So here we go. And I'm sorry, I've been doing this project all day, and I've been working on 2 different ways to get it done, so that's why I completely missed that step for you guys. And again, wherever there's ink on your pumpkin, you can just take a dry wipe and just wipe it away, and now your vellum is clear again. Okay, so I'm gonna put my art glitter glue pin back in there and hope that it opens up. And I'm also going to cap my Fabrifix glue. Okay, so now we have, again, this large pocket here, this little pocket down here, and right in front of that large pocket you still have the side pocket, because we folded our paper in such a way that we did not seal this section up right there. All right, so to decorate this, I went ahead and grabbed another journaling card, glued it onto some book page, stitched around the edges, and this fits perfectly down inside of here. And it just peeks right through onto that vellum opening that we made. Okay, so there's that. And in addition to that, I have all of these little tags and tickets and cards and cute stuff. So these will all just go right into that pocket right there. And these are just some tags that I made out of some more Halloween ephemera, and those can go right down into this pocket right here. And you can put eyelets on these tags and thread through some ribbon or what have you, and that'll be just as cute. Okay, so for this pocket down here in the front, I am going to glue on a little piece of cardstock that I just cut with my, I used my, what are those, pinking shears? And I'm going to make another pocket right in the front. Whoops, that's going to be terrible. I made a little pocket right here in the front. Guess what, guys? I did it again. In my demonstration, I managed to cut through my silicone mat. If you have not seen the previous video where I did exactly this, I will leave that right up here for you to go check out. But yep, I cut through my silicone mat again. I'm running out of silicone mat to cut away. But it's a good thing. I put a link for the silicone mats in the description box down below, and you guys can check that out. Alright, so here is my little front pocket on here, and you can tuck things down inside of here as well as in the back there. So yeah, that's a cute little thing right there. And then I'm just going to take this paper flower. The previous one I did like a silk flower along with some ribbon, but they don't both have to be the same. I'm just going to take this little paper flower and place that right up here in the corner. I'm going to hold it for a few minutes just so that the glue can adhere to the envelope paper, and that should be that. So let's put a little piece of decoration down here at the bottom, just like I did on the prototype. And I didn't stamp it with my stitch stamping because I don't have enough room along here. Now I can go up to there and then stop and then go down, but I think the difference between the two of them does create some interest, right? So on the front here I will do the same decorative piece from this little spool of ribbon that I picked up at Joann's, maybe, in their clearance section. It says $2.99, but I probably paid 50 cents for it, so there's something to look out for. Go to Joann's and check out their clearance on ribbon, buttons, you name it. Like, they have lots of stuff on clearance, and it's just worth it just to go check anyway, right? So I'm just putting glue on the firm sections of this piece of ribbon because there are lots of openings and I don't want glue everywhere. So I'm going to put this down right here just as I did on the previous. So that's going to go right there. And now we have that. Isn't that cute? I mean, still so very cute. Like, either one of these can get clipped into a junk journal and be just as cute. Alright, so I'm going to set these two aside to dry. And let me just show you how to make your own envelope if you do not have a box of envelopes, okay? Or if you would like to use your junk mail. So I just took, hang on, where did I put it? Alright. So here's my junk mail, okay? All of these people are running for president or something. They are trying to get into office somehow or another, and all of these are 8.5 by 11. How do I know that? Because I took it to my scoreboard and I placed it on here. Well, not president, I'm sorry. They're running for some sort of office. I believe it's like, you know, Congress. This guy is currently our mayor. So yeah, he's rerunning for mayor. All right. So anyway, this measures 8.5 by 11. Here, let me just slide this up so you can see. All right. So I rotated this on its side, and I scored it at 1/2 inch on both sides. Where is my score tool? So I scored it down to 10 here, and I scored a 1/2 inch over here, and then I scored it in the middle also at 5.5, and then I rotated the paper again and I scored at 8 to get a 1/2 inch on this side, and I scored it at a 1/2 inch over here. Whoops. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Now I had to block off my address on here, but this is pretty much the same thing, okay, that I came up with. I'm going to then take my scissors and I'm going to cut triangles right here on this corner. Cut a triangle on this side over here, and that gives me that little cool angle shape right there. I'm going to cut this side, and I'm going to cut this side again. I'm just basically using the score marks to cut away those angles on the corners to reduce down the bulk. Okay. And I'm also going to cut my little triangles here in the center. Again, just reducing the bulk once you start to fold the page over. And you also want to remove this 1/2 inch section over here. Let me see. Yes. So we're going to remove this section right down here. Okay. So to fold up all of your score marks, you're just going to follow them right around the entire thing. Okay, and that's going to fold over like so. And I want one of my flaps at the top to come over this way, and the bottom flap to come over that way. Alright, so we're just going to bone fold it all together. Okay. And now we have an envelope that has the same opening, right? It has an opening right there. So all we need to do is cut out our window. So here's the one that I was working on. All right, these are all the folds, same as this one. Okay, and I'm just going to glue all of these down. Well, just this one down, and fold over my paper like this way, and bone fold those flaps over the top. So to get this window, as I showed you before, it's just this, guys. It's a piece of paper that I cut out just based on just drawing it out, right? So you just drew that out, cut it away with your craft knife, and now you have this really cool envelope. So before you go ahead and put in your decorations, you probably want to decorate the outside, because what is this? Like, are we going with windows and doors? So in any event, you can take any scrapbooking paper and cover this up, right, with you know, just regular glue, or you can decoupage it, you can collage it. There's so many variations that you can do to get the envelope decorated the way you want it to. And I, again, just want my flaps on the outside this way and that way. So now we have this large envelope. You may not get a pocket down here, but you still have a really cool template that you can use for other projects as well. And you can still do this project right here. All right, so guys, I'm going to leave you here. I hope you guys give this project a try. If you do, please tag me and let me see what you've made. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and like these videos. If you do, leave me a comment down below because I love interacting with you guys. And I will definitely talk to you guys in the next video. Check out all my links down below in the description box, as well as how you can reach me, both email, Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. It's all down there, here on YouTube for sure. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Stay naturally curious, guys. Bye.